She walked into the room wearing nothing extravagant, nothing that demanded attention. No sequins, no towering heels, not even bold jewelry. Just a soft blouse in a gentle shade of blue-green, understated and calm. And yet every head turned. Conversations paused for a moment. There was something about her presence, an unexpected radiance that made her impossible to overlook. It wasn't her figure or her hairstyle that drew those eyes, it was the color she wore. A single, carefully chosen shade transformed her from invisible to unforgettable. Scenes like this are not accidents. They are proof that color has a language of its own, one that communicates before we ever speak. For many women over 50, however, this truth is often forgotten or dismissed. Years of reaching for black, navy, or dull grays, the so-called safe choices, gradually dim what could be vibrant. These colors may feel reliable, but more often than not, they wash out the complexion, deepen the shadows in the face, and inadvertently add years rather than subtract them. What once felt elegant begins to look severe. What once felt slimming begins to look draining. And many women, frustrated, start to wonder if the glow they once saw in the mirror has simply vanished. The reality is simpler and more empowering. The glow is still there. It has not disappeared. It is waiting to be revealed again through the right palette. As we age, our skin changes. The natural contrast between hair, skin, and eyes soften. Undertones shift. A face that once looked radiant in stark black may suddenly appear tired. A complexion that once welcomed baby pink may now look washed out. The problem is not the woman, the problem is the color, and that distinction changes everything. Color is not just a matter of fashion, it is a tool of transformation. It can lift, soften, and brighten. It can convey vitality, confidence, and elegance without a single word being spoken. Color is in many ways the most immediate form of nonverbal communication we possess. It sends signals about who we are, how we feel, and how we wish to be perceived. The right shade can make skin appear smoother, eyes brighter, and features more defined. The wrong shade can do the opposite, highlighting fatigue, emphasizing lines, and muting personality. Yet too often, women over 50 resign themselves to a palette that no longer serves them. Black becomes the default uniform. Beige creeps in as an attempt at subtlety. Navy appears in every other garment because it is less harsh but still feels safe. Before long, closets are filled with colors that conceal rather than reveal, that minimize rather than enhance. And in the process, the joy of dressing, the delight of seeing oneself reflected in the mirror with vibrancy is quietly lost. But it does not have to be this way. There are colors, timeless, elegant, endlessly flattering, that have the power to restore radiance. They are not fleeting trends or daring experiments. They are shades that respect the natural changes of aging while working with them, not against them. They are hues that highlight silver hair, that harmonize with softened complexions, that signal presence without noise. They are the colors that allow a woman to walk into a room and with no more effort than slipping on a blouse cause heads to turn. The truth is that after 50, clothing is no longer simply about covering the body or following trends. It becomes a form of expression, a declaration of how one chooses to move through the world. Color, more than cut or fabric, has the ability to influence not only how others see us but how we see ourselves. Imagine standing in front of the mirror and watching your features brighten, your skin take on a healthy glow, and your entire presence feel lifted, all without a single brush of makeup. That is what the right color can accomplish. The 8 shades we are about to explore in this video are not arbitrary selections. They have been tested on countless women, across different skin tones, different hair colors, and different personal styles. Each has proven its ability to flatter mature features, to soften where needed, and to add vibrancy in precisely the right measure. Together, they form a palette of confidence, elegance, and timeless appeal. These colors also carry meaning beyond their surface beauty. They are psychological cues, emotional signals, and cultural symbols. Turquoise whispers clarity and calm. Rosewood suggests tenderness and refinement. Burgundy conveys strength and depth. Mustard radiates warmth and optimism. Ivory communicates serenity and poise. Periwinkle reflects balance and trust. Sage and moss express grounded wisdom. Charcoal gray embodies authority with softness. Each shade has both aesthetic and symbolic power, and when chosen with intention, it becomes more than fabric, it becomes identity. Imagine how different life could feel if dressing became not a compromise but a celebration. Instead of hiding behind black or feeling diminished by beige, what if every garment you put on reflected your vitality? What if the simple act of choosing a color in the morning could set the tone for your day, making you feel energized, confident, and seen? This is not fantasy. It is the reality that emerges when women learn to align their wardrobes with the hues that truly flatter them. The promise of this video is clear. By the time you reach the final minute, you will have discovered 8 colors that have the power to transform your presence. These are not suggestions for following trends or discarding your personal style. They are tools, timeless and reliable, to enhance what you already possess. They are shades that respect maturity, honor experience, and reveal beauty rather than hiding it. So if you have ever looked in the mirror and wondered why your clothes no longer feel as flattering as they once did, stay with me. If you have ever attended an event only to feel invisible, let these colors remind you that invisibility is not inevitable. If you are ready to rediscover radiance, elegance, and the confidence that comes from being truly seen, this is where the journey begins. 8 colors. 8 pathways to presence. 8 keys to unlocking the glow that has always been yours. Chapter 1: Soft Turquoise. The subtle power of a gentle hue. Among the many shades that flatter mature women, soft turquoise holds a uniquely transformative quality. It is not loud, it is not flashy, and yet it carries the rare ability to refresh the complexion, illuminate the eyes, and bring vitality back to features that time has gently softened. For women with silver, gray, or salt and pepper hair, this shade becomes particularly powerful. Where black may deepen shadows and pastel pinks may fade into the background, soft turquoise strikes the perfect balance. Soft yet defined, luminous yet calm. The science behind this effect lies in the way our natural contrast changes as we age. In youth, the difference between skin, hair, and eye color is sharper. Bold colors can enhance that contrast and feel appropriate. After 50, and especially after 60, hair lightens, skin cools, and that natural contrast diminishes. Dark colors such as black or navy, once reliable staples, can suddenly appear harsh and draining. Very pale shades, on the other hand, may wash out the complexion entirely. Soft turquoise occupies a rare middle ground, introducing enough vibrancy to revive the skin without overwhelming it. It reflects light toward the face in a flattering way, subtly disguising fine lines and drawing attention back to the eyes. The practical applications of this color are wide-ranging. For women hesitant to experiment, the most effortless entry point is a silk or chiffon scarf worn close to the face. Even a narrow band of turquoise fabric at the neckline can immediately brighten the complexion. For daytime, a linen blouse in this shade paired with white trousers offers an elegant solution for summer. A simple shift dress in turquoise linen, worn with espadrilles or flat sandals, communicates freshness and ease without feeling overly styled. In cooler months, a cashmere cardigan layered over a neutral base allows the color to act as a subtle accent rather than a dominant statement. Accessories also play an important role. A beaded turquoise necklace or delicate earrings can serve as a refined introduction to the shade, especially for women accustomed to a wardrobe dominated by black, gray, or beige. The key to successful coordination lies in pairing turquoise with timeless neutrals. Ivory, taupe, and soft charcoal provide balance, while navy offers a more dramatic anchor. Together, these combinations create harmony without conflict, ensuring that turquoise remains flattering and sophisticated. Avoid pairing it with neon or overly saturated colors. The elegance of turquoise depends on its measured softness. Cosmetics complete the picture. Makeup must complement rather than compete with the undertones of the garment. Lipsticks in berry mauve or cool pink harmonize beautifully with turquoise, while warm orange-based reds can clash. Blush in soft rose or cool pink reintroduces gentle color to the cheeks and prevents the skin from appearing flat. Eye makeup should remain understated. A sweep of gray or top shadow, subtle eyeliner in brown or charcoal, and defined lashes are more than sufficient. The result is a balanced presentation in which clothing and cosmetics reinforce one another rather than struggle for attention. The cultural resonance of turquoise deepens its appeal. In the American Southwest, turquoise has been revered for centuries by Navajo, Hopi, and Zuni artisans. Traditionally carved into jewelry and protective amulets, the stone was believed to bring healing, clarity, and connection to the natural world. Wearing turquoise, therefore, carries with it a quiet symbolism: strength, resilience, and serenity. When modern women incorporate this hue into their wardrobes, they are not merely adopting a fashionable color, but participating in a legacy that associates turquoise with vitality and spiritual grounding. This context explains why turquoise jewelry continues to hold such prestige, and why fashion houses repeatedly return to the shade in seasonal collections. The psychological associations of turquoise further underscore its relevance. Color theory suggests that shades within the blue-green spectrum convey calm confidence, clarity, and openness. These are precisely the qualities that many mature women wish to project: authority tempered with approachability, elegance without severity. Unlike jewel tones that can appear heavy or pastels that may read as juvenile, soft turquoise communicates a poised vibrancy. It says without words, "I am present, I am visible, and I am at ease with who I have become." In practice, women often underestimate the impact of subtle shifts in color choice. A wardrobe dominated by neutrals can feel safe, yet it risks rendering the wearer invisible. Introducing a single garment in soft turquoise often leads to a noticeable reaction from friends, colleagues, or family members. Compliments arise not because the outfit is unusual, but because the face appears more radiant, the eyes brighter, and the overall presence more engaging. This is the silent power of the right color. It does not shout, but it commands attention through harmony. For those ready to invest, a turquoise silk blouse or a tailored jacket provides long-term value. These garments transition easily across seasons, adapt to both casual and formal settings, and remain relevant year after year. Paired with pearl earrings or silver jewelry, they exude refinement without effort. For evening occasions, a turquoise shawl draped over an ivory dress or charcoal ensemble achieves sophistication that is both understated and memorable. Beyond style, the symbolic act of embracing turquoise often carries emotional significance. For many women, trying this color represents a step away from invisibility and toward renewed self-expression. Choosing turquoise is not only about aesthetic harmony. It is about reclaiming the right to be seen, to radiate vitality, and to embrace aging as a stage of elegance rather than retreat. Soft turquoise is therefore far more than a fashionable shade. It is a strategic tool in the mature woman's wardrobe, offering balance between light and depth, calm and energy, subtlety and presence. It harmonizes with silver and gray hair, enlivens the complexion, and bridges the gap between the understated and the striking. Most importantly, it allows women over 50 to present themselves not as diminished versions of their younger selves, but as confident, graceful individuals whose beauty has evolved with time. Chapter 2: Rosewood and Dusty Rose, the art of refined softness. Among the palette of colors that elevate mature beauty, rosewood and dusty rose occupy a special place. These shades, resting delicately between warm and cool tones, achieve what many neutrals fail to do. They introduce gentle vitality without overwhelming the complexion. Where beige often drains the skin of warmth and baby pink can appear overly youthful or insubstantial. Dusty rose and rosewood strike the balance of sophistication. They provide a natural flush, a grown-up blush that seems to come from within, restoring radiance in the most graceful manner. Consider the story of a woman in her early 60s attending her daughter's wedding. For years, her wardrobe had revolved around black, dependable, slimming, and undeniably safe. When selecting attire for the ceremony, she instinctively reached for a black dress, thinking it the most elegant choice. Yet, after encouragement to try something softer, she stepped into a gown of dusty rose silk. The effect was transformative. Under the warm lighting of the venue, her skin glowed with freshness, her smile looked brighter, and her presence seemed more approachable. Throughout the evening, relatives and friends remarked not on the dress itself but on how radiant she looked. That is the quiet magic of dusty rose. It does not distract from the wearer but allows her to shine. The psychological impact of these tones is as important as their visual effect. Rosewood and dusty rose carry associations of tenderness, empathy, and composure. They suggest warmth without aggression, femininity without frivolity. For a woman over 50, these messages matter. Clothing no longer serves merely to impress but to reflect inner strength and identity. Wearing rosewood communicates calm confidence, a sense of elegance shaped not by trend but by maturity. It is the color equivalent of a reassuring voice, soft, steady, and memorable. From a practical standpoint, dusty rose integrates seamlessly into a wardrobe built around neutrals. A cardigan in this shade layered over a white blouse and tailored ivory trousers creates a polished ensemble suitable for lunch gatherings, cultural outings, or travel. In cooler seasons, a cashmere sweater in rosewood worn with charcoal slacks conveys understated sophistication, while a scarf in dusty rose paired with a simple navy coat adds subtle femininity to winter attire. Accessories should remain refined. Pearls, silver, or rose gold jewelry amplify the softness of the color without disrupting its harmony. In terms of fabrics, texture plays an essential role. Dusty rose rendered in silk reflects light with elegance, ideal for evening settings. In cotton or linen, the shade feels effortless and fresh, perfect for daytime. Cashmere or fine wool in rosewood provides warmth while maintaining refinement, turning what might be a simple sweater into a timeless investment piece. The adaptability of these shades across fabrics ensures they never appear costume-like but always natural. Cosmetics aligned with these hues further enhance their effect. Nude pink lipsticks, especially those with a cool undertone, pair beautifully with dusty rose garments. A soft blush in peach or rose adds healthy warmth without creating contrast too stark for mature skin. Eye makeup should remain minimal. Top shadows, a subtle eyeliner, and defined brows are sufficient. The intention is to echo the natural flush that dusty rose suggests, rather than competing with it. When executed well, the entire presentation feels cohesive, as though clothing and complexion are speaking the same language. It is worth emphasizing that dusty rose does not seek attention in the way that red or gold might. Instead, it whispers refinement. In professional contexts, a rosewood blouse beneath a structured blazer communicates authority softened by approachability. For intimate gatherings, a dusty rose wrap dress suggests elegance while remaining free of ostentation. This versatility is why many women who once dismissed pink as too girlish rediscover it later in life through these muted, grounded shades. There is also a symbolic element in choosing dusty rose over black. Black has long been associated with formality, sophistication, and even invisibility. It hides, it conceals, it creates distance. Dusty rose, by contrast, invites connection. It reflects light rather than absorbing it, signaling openness and vitality. For a woman entering her sixth decade, the decision to wear rosewood in place of black is often an unspoken declaration. She is not fading into the background, but rather choosing to be seen in a way that feels authentic. When advising clients, I often recommend starting with accessories in these shades before transitioning to garments. A rosewood handbag against a neutral outfit or a dusty rose scarf draped near the face can subtly introduce the effect. Once women see the immediate lift in their complexion, they typically become more open to investing in full garments. From there, a carefully chosen capsule, perhaps a cardigan, a blouse, and an evening dress, provides versatility across a wide range of occasions. The enduring appeal of these tones is their timelessness. Trends come and go, but shades that mimic the natural hues of human skin remain relevant across decades. Rosewood and dusty rose belong to this rare category. They will not appear dated 5 years from now, nor will they dominate in a way that restricts styling. Instead, they provide a foundation of elegance that adapts to the wearer's changing needs and circumstances. Ultimately, rosewood and dusty rose embody a philosophy of beauty that becomes especially important with age. Refinement over excess, harmony over spectacle. They allow women to present themselves with dignity, to highlight softness without surrendering strength, and to embrace a color that celebrates maturity rather than fighting it. Just as the woman at her daughter's wedding discovered, these shades do not simply alter how others perceive us. They transform how we perceive ourselves. Standing in dusty rose, she no longer felt defined by the safety of black, but by the quiet radiance of color chosen with intention. Chapter 3: Burgundy, the color of depth and authority. Burgundy, with its rich undertones of wine and earth, is one of the most powerful colors a mature woman can wear. Unlike the bright scarlets and cherries that often dominate younger wardrobes, burgundy speaks with a quieter, deeper voice. It conveys strength without harshness, elegance without excess, and wisdom without apology. For women over 50, this shade becomes a symbol of confidence rooted not in trends but in lived experience. A striking example comes from a woman I once observed at an industry conference. She was in her early 60s, preparing to deliver a keynote presentation. Instead of the typical black or navy suit that many attendees wore, she stepped onto the stage in a tailored burgundy blazer over a cream silk blouse. The effect was immediate. The audience stilled. Her choice of color radiated authority, but it also carried warmth. The blazer's rich hue emphasized the natural brightness in her complexion, softened the lines of her face, and drew the eye upward. Throughout her speech, she held the room effortlessly, not only through her words but through the commanding presence that the color helped to project. Burgundy in that moment was not just clothing, it was strategy. The psychology behind burgundy explains this effect. Red is historically associated with power, passion, and intensity. However, the brighter variations of red can feel aggressive or overwhelming, particularly against mature features. Burgundy tempers that energy with depth. Its balance of red with brown and purple undertones introduces sophistication and composure. It signals resilience, wisdom, and assurance. When a woman wears burgundy, she does not demand attention through volume or spectacle. She receives it through presence, evoking respect and admiration rather than shock. Selecting burgundy garments requires attention to fabric. The richness of the shade reveals itself most beautifully in luxurious materials. Wool and cashmere highlight the warmth of burgundy in coats and sweaters, offering comfort without sacrificing refinement. Silk and satin bring luster, transforming the shade into a choice for evening blouses, dresses, or scarves. Velvet in burgundy creates a sense of drama appropriate for formal occasions. Even a structured cotton blazer, when dyed in this tone, acquires a gravitas absent in lighter colors. For this reason, I advise investing in burgundy pieces made with high-quality textiles. They not only last but also maintain the sophistication inherent to the color. Accessories play a pivotal role in elevating burgundy. Gold jewelry enhances its richness, creating a sense of warmth and classic luxury. A pair of pearl earrings paired with a burgundy blouse strikes the right balance between authority and softness. Decorative details such as enamel buttons, a vintage brooch, or metallic cufflinks can further accentuate the depth of the color. When combined thoughtfully, these elements prevent burgundy from appearing flat and instead highlight its complexity. Burgundy also integrates seamlessly into a capsule wardrobe. For professional environments, a burgundy pencil skirt or blazer paired with ivory or charcoal creates an ensemble that feels both commanding and approachable. In casual settings, a knit sweater in burgundy worn with dark denim communicates sophistication without effort. For evening, a floor-length gown in burgundy silk conveys timeless elegance, especially when accessorized with gold or pearl jewelry. Few colors transition as easily across contexts while retaining their integrity. The effect of burgundy on complexion is worth noting. For women with fair skin, the depth of the shade adds warmth and prevents pallor. For olive or medium skin tones, it enhances the natural richness. For deeper complexions, burgundy creates dimension without competing with the natural vibrancy of the skin. This universality makes it a rare color that flatters across a wide spectrum of tones. The only caution is to avoid burgundy shades that lean too heavily toward brown or purple, which can dull rather than enliven. Cosmetics should complement rather than compete. A wine-toned lipstick echoes the depth of the garment and unifies the look. For those preferring subtlety, a berry lip stain achieves the same effect with less intensity. Blush in muted rose or soft plum balances the complexion, while neutral eye makeup in taupe, gray, or soft bronze provides definition without heaviness. The goal is to let the color of the garment carry the visual weight, with makeup enhancing rather than distracting. Beyond aesthetics, burgundy carries cultural and symbolic significance. In European tradition, the color has long been associated with nobility, luxury, and ceremony. Its connection to wine reinforces ideas of richness, maturity, and celebration. In contemporary fashion, burgundy continues to embody these qualities while adapting to modern sensibilities. For mature women, this symbolism aligns perfectly with the stage of life they occupy. Burgundy reflects not only external polish, but also the depth of experience and self-possession that come with age. The versatility of burgundy extends to seasonal wear. In autumn and winter, it pairs naturally with camel, gray, and navy, echoing the tones of the season. In spring, it can be softened with blush, cream, or sage green, demonstrating adaptability beyond its traditional associations. Unlike fleeting trends, burgundy remains a perennial choice, reliable, dignified, and endlessly wearable. The emotional impact of wearing burgundy should not be underestimated. For many women, slipping into a garment in this shade brings an immediate shift in posture and attitude. Shoulders square, eyes brighten, and an air of quiet assurance settles in. It is a color that reinforces the sense of having lived, learned, and arrived at a place of confidence. Where black may conceal and navy may conform, burgundy declares individuality and self-assurance. In summary, burgundy represents the perfect intersection of strength, elegance, and maturity. It flatters the skin, complements silver hair, and adapts across settings from the boardroom to the ballroom. Most importantly, It allows women to express authority without losing warmth, sophistication without sacrificing accessibility. It is the color of depth, of history, of presence earned over time. For women seeking to project power rooted in experience, burgundy is not simply an option, it is an essential. Chapter 4: Mustard Yellow, the glow of warmth and vitality. Mustard yellow, often referred to as golden honey, is one of the most rewarding yet underestimated colors in a mature woman's wardrobe. Unlike pale lemon, which can cast a sallow tone, or neon yellow, which feels brash and unflattering, mustard carries an earthy depth that harmonizes beautifully with aging skin. It radiates warmth, infuses energy, and creates a visual glow that suggests optimism and vitality. For women over 50, this shade becomes not only wearable but transformative. A vivid illustration of its power occurred during a Florida vacation where one client, hesitant to leave behind her navy sundresses, agreed to try a linen maxi dress in golden mustard. The moment she stepped into the sunlight, the effect was extraordinary. The golden undertones of the fabric reflected against her complexion, softening lines and casting a healthy luminosity across her face. The brightness of the Florida sun no longer washed her out. Instead, it highlighted the warmth the dress introduced. Onlookers noticed instantly, offering compliments not about the dress itself but about how radiant she looked. For the rest of that trip, she found herself reaching repeatedly for that single garment, rediscovering the joy of color as an ally rather than an adversary. The psychological effect of mustard yellow explains such reactions. Warm yellows are historically associated with harvest, abundance, and joy. In color psychology, they represent optimism, creativity, and connection. For mature women, these associations are powerful. At a stage in life where visibility can feel diminished, mustard reintroduces presence without demanding attention. It signals, with subtlety, that the wearer is engaged, energized, and vibrantly alive. When incorporating mustard into a wardrobe, precision in shade selection is essential. The goal is always to choose hues with depth: ochre, saffron, golden honey, or burnished mustard. These earth-based yellows carry richness that flatters mature skin tones. By contrast, neon yellows or pastel lemons tend to emphasize unevenness in complexion and can read as artificial. The difference between success and failure with yellow lies entirely in undertone. Warm, muted yellows are universally more forgiving and carry the sophisticated resonance that mature women deserve. Fabric choice also plays a role in amplifying mustard's effect. In linen or cotton, the color feels effortless, ideal for casual wear or resort vacations. A mustard tunic paired with white trousers becomes an easy summer uniform. In silk, mustard acquires luster, making it suitable for elegant blouses or evening wraps. Wool and cashmere lend the shade depth and coziness, particularly in autumn when paired with rich neutrals like chocolate brown or charcoal gray. Each textile interprets the shade differently, but the common thread remains. Mustard exudes warmth, grounding, and sophistication. Accessories in mustard provide a subtle entry point for those hesitant to embrace a full garment. A structured handbag in golden honey adds vibrancy to an otherwise neutral outfit. A scarf draped near the neckline or a pair of statement earrings in this hue can immediately lift the face and create a focal point without overwhelming. Shoes in mustard, suede, or leather introduce a playful accent that harmonizes with earth tones and denim alike. These smaller touches allow women to experiment with the shade in a low-risk manner before committing to larger pieces. Cosmetics must be considered carefully when wearing mustard. Because the shade leans warm, makeup should echo its undertones. Lipsticks in terracotta, coral nude, or soft brick align well with the garment and prevent clashes. A light bronzer or apricot-toned blush reinforces the sunlit effect, imparting warmth and dimension to the face. Highlighter in a soft gold tone can be used sparingly to echo the radiance of the clothing. Eye makeup should remain neutral. Shades of bronze, taupe, or chocolate enhance without competing. The overall goal is cohesion, the clothing and makeup working together to create an impression of vitality. The versatility of mustard extends across seasons. In summer, it pairs naturally with white, ivory, and denim, projecting freshness and ease. In autumn, it finds synergy with deep olives, burgundy, and camel, echoing the tones of falling leaves. During winter, mustard can enliven a dark wardrobe of charcoal and black, preventing heaviness. In spring, it pairs beautifully with sage green or dusty rose, offering a grounded counterpoint to softer colors. Unlike many brights that feel tied to a single season, mustard adapts, making it a practical investment. There is also symbolic meaning embedded in mustard yellow. Across cultures, golden tones have represented light, wisdom, and continuity. In fashion, mustard has become associated with individuality and creativity. For mature women, adopting this shade is often an act of reclamation. It challenges the conventional advice that aging requires retreat into muted, safe palettes. Instead, mustard insists on presence. It is not loud in the way of crimson or emerald, but it carries undeniable resonance. To wear mustard is to embody warmth that is both approachable and self-assured. In practical wardrobe building, mustard functions best as an accent within a capsule. One or two key garments, perhaps a cardigan, a wrap dress, or a tunic, can be rotated with neutrals to create numerous looks. Pairing mustard with ivory trousers and gold jewelry results in an ensemble that is luminous yet restrained. Combining a mustard sweater with dark denim produces an effortlessly stylish weekend outfit. For evening, a silk mustard blouse beneath a charcoal blazer communicates both elegance and individuality. The key lies in balance, allowing mustard to highlight without dominating. The emotional response to mustard should not be overlooked. Many women describe feeling brighter, more optimistic, and even more socially engaged when wearing the shade. This is not accidental. The associations of yellow with energy and warmth extend beyond perception. They influence behavior. A woman in mustard may find herself smiling more readily, interacting with others more confidently, and projecting vitality she had not realized was missing. In this way, color functions not merely as fabric but as a psychological tool, subtle yet profoundly impactful. Ultimately, mustard yellow is the embodiment of energy translated into clothing. It warms the skin, enlivens the spirit, and communicates joy without excess. For women over 50, it offers a reminder that style is not about disappearing into the background, but about celebrating visibility with intelligence and grace. It is the color of connection, of golden light at the close of day, of laughter that lingers long after the moment. To embrace mustard is to embrace the truth that aging can be luminous, grounded, and full of radiant vitality. Chapter 5: Ivory and Soft Cream, the Elegance of Soft Light. Among all the shades that flatter mature women, ivory and soft cream deserve special attention. These colors achieve what bright white rarely can. They illuminate without harshness, soften without dulling, and create an impression of quiet authority. For women over 50, ivory is more than a neutral. It is a symbol of balance, serenity, and timeless sophistication. Consider the image of a woman in her early 60s, preparing for a job interview after years of retirement. She chooses a tailored suit in ivory wool, worn with a silk blouse in a slightly warmer cream tone. The moment she enters the room, the effect is unmistakable. Unlike stark white, which can highlight shadows and emphasize lines, the ivory fabric reflects a gentle radiance onto her face. Her expression appears calm, her features softened, and her presence dignified, rather than signaling an attempt to recapture youth. The choice communicates self-assurance and poise. She does not need black to appear authoritative. Ivory grants her credibility through refinement. The science of color explains why ivory is so flattering. Pure white, while crisp and modern, often creates too much contrast against mature skin. It can make the complexion look washed out and accentuate imperfections. Ivory, by introducing warmth, harmonizes with the skin's undertones. It lifts without overwhelming, creating a polished look that feels effortless. Soft cream functions in the same way, offering lightness but with a veil of subtlety that flatters across a wide range of complexions. Fabric selection elevates ivory to its highest potential. In silk, the shade acquires a lustrous sheen that is ideal for blouses, evening dresses, or scarves. Linen brings a sense of relaxed elegance, perfect for warm climates or casual sophistication. Cashmere renders ivory luxurious, creating sweaters and shawls that envelop the wearer in comfort while maintaining refinement. Each material interprets ivory differently, but the common effect remains: softness combined with strength. Pairing ivory with accessories further enhances its elegance. Gold jewelry is a natural companion, adding warmth and a timeless quality. A delicate chain necklace or statement cuff in gold accentuates the glow of ivory without distracting from it. Pearls, whether classic strands or modern interpretations, reinforce the softness of the shade and add a layer of quiet sophistication. Handbags in camel, taupe, or blush complement ivory beautifully, while shoes in nude or metallic tones maintain cohesion. The guiding principle is simplicity. Ivory achieves impact when it is not overshadowed. Styling ivory within a wardrobe offers versatility across occasions. For professional contexts, an ivory blazer over charcoal trousers delivers authority with approachability. In social settings, a cream-wrapped dress with subtle gold earrings exudes grace without effort. For evening, ivory silk paired with deeper tones such as burgundy or navy strikes a balance between brightness and depth. Monochromatic ivory ensembles, tailored trousers with a matching blouse and coat, communicate an especially modern form of confidence. Few colors manage to appear both understated and commanding in equal measure. Makeup should support rather than compete with ivory. Because the shade brightens the face, cosmetics should add warmth and definition. Lipsticks in soft rose, warm nude, or berry create subtle contrast. Blush in peach or apricot tones enhances natural radiance. Eyes benefit from gentle definition through taupe or soft brown shadows and a touch of mascara. The aim is to maintain the luminosity that ivory introduces, avoiding colors that are overly stark or dramatic. The cultural associations of ivory deepen its appeal. Long regarded as a color of purity and refinement, it has been favored in bridal traditions, ceremonial garments, and works of art for centuries. Unlike pure white, which can sometimes feel clinical, ivory conveys maturity. It symbolizes wisdom earned through experience and the serenity that comes with time. For mature women, these associations align seamlessly with personal identity. Ivory does not attempt to compete with youth. Instead, it honors elegance at every age. Psychologically, ivory communicates calm authority. It does not shout for attention, it commands it through presence. It reflects an inner stillness, suggesting composure and clarity of thought. Women who wear ivory often notice that others perceive them as more approachable, trustworthy, and self-assured. This is particularly valuable in contexts such as leadership, negotiations, or interviews, where the impression of balanced confidence matters as much as spoken words. Seasonally, ivory proves versatile. In spring and summer, it pairs beautifully with pastels or soft florals, reflecting freshness and light. In autumn, it grounds richer shades such as burgundy, olive, or mustard, preventing heaviness. In winter, it softens the austerity of black and charcoal, offering brightness without starkness. Its adaptability ensures that investments in ivory garments yield returns across the year. The symbolism of ivory in a woman's wardrobe extends beyond aesthetics. To choose ivory is to choose visibility without flamboyance. It is a rejection of the notion that maturity requires retreat into darker, safer colors. Instead, ivory embraces the spotlight with grace. It is an affirmation that sophistication resides not in concealment but in quiet confidence. When building a wardrobe, I recommend at least 1 or 2 signature ivory pieces. A blazer in ivory wool, a silk blouse, or a cashmere sweater serve as anchor garments that integrate easily with existing neutrals. From there, accessories and layering pieces can expand the range of looks. Because ivory complements both warm and cool tones, it harmonizes across varied palettes, making it one of the most versatile investments a woman can make. Ultimately, ivory and soft cream remind us that elegance does not require severity. They highlight rather than obscure, illuminate rather than exaggerate. They frame the face with softness, allowing the woman herself, not the garment, to be remembered. For women seeking to project serenity, credibility, and timeless style, ivory is not simply a neutral. It is an essential. Chapter 6: Periwinkle. Serenity in color. Periwinkle, that delicate blend of blue and lavender, offers a rare gift in fashion for mature women. It is almost universally flattering. Unlike colors that require precise undertone matching, periwinkle seems to adapt gracefully to a wide spectrum of skin tones. It softens without dulling, brightens without overwhelming, and carries with it a quiet elegance that harmonizes beautifully with silver, gray, or salt and pepper hair. Where deeper jewel tones may feel heavy, and pastels overly sweet, periwinkle rests in the perfect middle ground, cool, calming, and infinitely wearable. A vivid example of its power occurred at a 50th wedding anniversary celebration. The family matriarch in her late 70s chose to wear a simple floor-length gown in periwinkle chiffon. Surrounded by children, grandchildren, and longtime friends, she became the undeniable focal point of the evening. Not because the gown was elaborate, but because the color framed her silver hair and illuminated her complexion with remarkable softness. Photographs captured her radiance. Guests remarked repeatedly on how youthful and serene she appeared. The choice of periwinkle turned a personal milestone into a visual testament of grace and vitality. The psychology of periwinkle explains much of this effect. Blue tones traditionally symbolize peace, trust, and stability. Lavender evokes intuition, sensitivity, and calm. When blended, the result is a hue that communicates inner balance and quiet confidence. For women in their 6th decade and beyond, these qualities resonate deeply. Clothing becomes less about commanding attention and more about embodying presence. Periwinkle whispers assurance. It reflects a woman who has weathered life's storms and emerged composed, centered, and luminous. Styling periwinkle requires minimal effort precisely because of its versatility. It pairs seamlessly with silver jewelry, which echoes the cool undertones and enhances the shade's luminosity. A periwinkle blouse with silver earrings can elevate an otherwise simple outfit into something strikingly elegant. For evening, a silk periwinkle wrap dress paired with delicate metallic heels conveys understated luxury. During the day, a lightweight cardigan in this hue worn over ivory trousers projects refinement without pretense. Unlike bolder shades that demand strategic pairing, periwinkle works almost as a neutral, adapting to the season and occasion with remarkable ease. Textiles influence its character. In chiffon or georgette, periwinkle feels ethereal, almost floating, ideal for formal events or celebrations. In cashmere or wool, the color gains depth and coziness, perfect for winter layering. Cotton or linen in this hue communicates breezy elegance for casual settings. Each interpretation maintains the same core effect: calm radiance. This adaptability ensures that investments in periwinkle pieces will serve across years and occasions. Makeup should align with the cool serenity of the shade. Eyeshadow in pale lavender or silver gray echoes the garment and enhances the natural brightness of the eyes. A hint of shimmer applied carefully on the lids can create dimension without heaviness. Lip color works best in cool pinks, rose mauves, or light berry tones, which provide definition while maintaining harmony. Blush in soft rose keeps the complexion fresh. The overall goal is subtle cohesion, letting the garment's cool undertone flow seamlessly into the face's natural palette. Periwinkle is particularly flattering for women with gray or silver hair. Rather than competing with cool hair tones, it reinforces them, creating a unified aesthetic that feels polished and intentional. Where black can drain and beige may flatten, periwinkle provides a frame of light that seems to refresh the entire appearance. For brunettes or blondes, the shade still holds value. It contrasts gently with warmer tones while offering balance. Its universality is one of its greatest strengths. The symbolic meaning of periwinkle adds further dimension. As a color, it suggests reflection, serenity, and self-acceptance. Wearing it communicates not just aesthetic awareness, but also an emotional statement. It tells the world that the wearer is grounded, peaceful, and attuned to her inner self. This symbolism explains why so many women describe feeling calmer, more centered, and even more open when dressed in this shade. It does not merely flatter, it resonates. Practical combinations expand its usability. Periwinkle pairs beautifully with ivory and cream for a light, elegant palette. With charcoal or navy, it takes on a more professional, modern tone. Paired with dusty rose or sage green, it conveys quiet sophistication. Even taupe or soft gray complement periwinkle's balance. For accessories, silver remains the ideal choice, but pearls or white enamel accents can also harmonize effectively. The goal is always to enhance the color's serenity, not to compete with it. Seasonally, periwinkle proves relevant year-round. In spring and summer, it aligns naturally with the freshness of lighter fabrics and floral palettes. In autumn, it softens earth tones, preventing heaviness. In winter, it brightens darker wardrobes, offering a counterpoint to deep grays and blacks. Few colors adapt so fluidly, reinforcing periwinkle's role as a long-term investment. The emotional resonance of this shade should not be underestimated. Many women report that when they wear periwinkle, others describe them as looking rested or at peace. This is not simply projection. The way light reflects from periwinkle garments genuinely reduces harsh contrast, diminishes shadows, and brightens the face. The result is a visible expression of serenity, which others interpret as vitality. Ultimately, periwinkle occupies a unique position in the mature woman's palette. It is at once gentle and striking, calm and radiant, timeless and contemporary. It flatters across hair colors and skin tones, adapts across settings and seasons, and carries symbolic depth that resonates with lived experience. To wear periwinkle is to embody balance, to project beauty not through spectacle, but through serenity. It allows women to stand as the matriarch at her 50th anniversary did, radiant, unforgettable, and utterly at peace with herself. Chapter 7: Sage and Moss Green. Elegance rooted in nature. Sage and moss green occupy a quiet yet commanding place in the wardrobe of mature women. Unlike bold emeralds or sharp limes, these muted greens draw their strength from subtlety. They are low-contrast tones that echo the calm of natural landscapes, offering balance, composure, and depth. For women over 50, these colors provide a sense of harmony that complements evolving skin tones and silver hair, creating an impression that is at once grounded and graceful. A memorable example unfolded at an afternoon garden party. A woman in her 60s arrived wearing a sage green blouse made of lightweight linen paired with ivory trousers. The effect was immediate. She seemed to blend seamlessly with the surrounding greenery, yet she stood out through her calm sophistication. Guests commented not on her clothing directly but on how at ease she appeared, as if the setting and her presence were in perfect dialogue. This is the essence of sage and moss. They do not compete for attention, but they create harmony that draws admiration in a subtle, lasting way. The psychology of muted greens is deeply tied to nature. Green symbolizes growth, renewal, and balance. When softened into sage or deepened into moss, it communicates wisdom, resilience, and inner peace. These tones suggest a woman who no longer seeks validation through loud statements, but instead cultivates serenity. They express a quiet confidence that does not demand recognition yet inevitably receives it. For mature women, this alignment between color and identity resonates profoundly. Styling sage and moss is remarkably versatile. Both pair effortlessly with neutral tones such as beige, ivory, and taupe, creating ensembles that feel timeless and refined. A sage cardigan worn over a dusty rose blouse introduces a gentle warmth, while moss green trousers paired with a cream sweater communicate understated polish. These combinations allow muted greens to function as either a foundation or an accent within a capsule wardrobe. Unlike high-saturation colors that risk clashing, sage and moss adapt seamlessly, enhancing the wearer's natural beauty rather than overshadowing it. Fabric choice enhances their effect. Linen and cotton render sage fresh and airy, ideal for spring and summer. In wool or cashmere, moss green gains depth, making it perfect for autumnal layering. Velvet in moss carries a sense of opulence suited for evening events, while silk in sage communicates quiet luxury. Each textile transforms the color slightly, but the underlying message remains consistent: calm sophistication. Accessories can elevate muted greens without disrupting their tranquility. Gold jewelry adds warmth, while silver or pewter enhances the cool undertones. A pearl necklace against a sage blouse exudes classic elegance, while a leather handbag in camel or taupe grounds the look. Scarves in dusty rose or ivory pair beautifully, offering soft contrast that enhances the earthy palette. Shoes in neutral tones, tan, gray, or cream, keep the focus on the subtle richness of the clothing. Makeup choices should mirror the understated nature of sage and moss. Lipsticks in nude, terracotta, or muted rose provide definition without overpowering. Blush in warm peach or soft apricot echoes the earthiness of the garments, adding a gentle flush of vitality. Eye makeup in bronze, taupe, or olive reinforces harmony with the outfit. The goal is not dramatic transformation but alignment, an overall impression of balance and natural beauty. Sage and moss also carry symbolic depth that extends beyond aesthetics. They speak to a stage of life characterized by reflection and renewal. Where black can feel severe and brighter tones may appear demanding, muted greens suggest steadiness. They project the maturity of a woman who understands herself, who finds beauty in subtlety, and who communicates strength through calm presence. This symbolism is particularly meaningful in social contexts where authority and approachability must coexist. Seasonally, muted greens prove remarkably adaptable. In spring, sage complements soft florals and pastel palettes, offering grounded balance. In summer, it harmonizes with ivory and linen, creating an air of relaxed elegance. In autumn, moss pairs beautifully with burgundy, camel, and mustard, reflecting the tones of the season. In winter, both sage and moss soften the severity of black and charcoal, adding warmth without heaviness. Their year-round relevance underscores their practicality as investment colors. The emotional response to these shades is equally important. Women often describe feeling calmer, more centered, and even more confident when wearing muted greens. The colors seem to quiet internal noise, encouraging composure and mindfulness. This is not accidental. The connection between green and the natural world exerts a psychological effect that influences both the wearer and those around her. A woman in sage or moss projects not only elegance but also a sense of grounded presence that others instinctively trust. For those building a capsule wardrobe, I recommend at least 1 or 2 signature pieces in muted greens. A sage blouse, a moss cardigan, or tailored trousers in either shade integrate effortlessly with existing neutrals. These garments can be dressed up with metallic jewelry for formal occasions or paired with simple flats for casual outings. Their versatility ensures that they will be worn repeatedly, not relegated to the back of the closet. Ultimately, sage and moss green represent a philosophy of beauty that resonates profoundly with mature women. Elegance rooted in nature, strength expressed through calm, and presence defined by balance. They are colors that highlight rather than obscure, that harmonize rather than compete. In them lies the reminder that true sophistication is not about spectacle but about connection to oneself, to others, and to the world. Chapter 8: Charcoal Gray, Authority with Subtlety. Charcoal gray stands as one of the most versatile and dignified shades a mature woman can wear. It offers all the benefits traditionally associated with black: slimming lines, timeless appeal, and formality, yet without the stark severity that black can impose on aging skin. Instead of deepening shadows or accentuating fine lines, charcoal provides a softer contrast, framing the face with refinement rather than harshness. For women over 50, it becomes an essential tool for projecting intelligence, credibility, and poise. A striking example illustrates this perfectly. At a professional conference, a retired executive in her mid-60s returned as a guest speaker. Rather than defaulting to the black suit that had been her uniform throughout her career, she chose a finely tailored suit in charcoal gray. The effect was immediate. She looked authoritative but not severe, confident but approachable. Attendees later remarked that she seemed even more commanding than in her earlier days of leadership. The charcoal suit provided the balance, retaining the gravity of her role while softening her appearance in a way that felt both elegant and authentic. The psychology of charcoal gray underscores why it resonates so effectively. Gray communicates wisdom, composure, and maturity. In its deeper charcoal form, it conveys authority without the coldness of black. It suggests a woman who is grounded in knowledge and experience, confident in her judgment, and unafraid to let her presence speak without embellishment. For women navigating roles that demand credibility, whether in professional, social, or ceremonial context, charcoal becomes a visual language of assurance. Styling charcoal is remarkably flexible. It serves as an anchor color, pairing seamlessly with a wide variety of shades. For timeless elegance, charcoal combined with ivory creates a sophisticated contrast that is less severe than black and white but equally impactful. For softer femininity, charcoal worn with dusty rose produces harmony that is both polished and approachable. Burgundy adds depth. Mustard introduces warmth, and sage offers balance. This adaptability allows charcoal garments to integrate easily into capsule wardrobes, serving as reliable foundations for countless ensembles. Fabric choice amplifies its impact. In wool, charcoal communicates structure and formality, ideal for tailored blazers, trousers, and coats. In silk or satin, it acquires a refined luster, perfect for evening blouses or dresses. Cashmere in charcoal conveys understated luxury, turning a simple sweater into a signature piece. Even linen in this shade offers a contemporary alternative for warmer climates, combining lightness with authority. Regardless of textile, the shade retains its sophistication, making it one of the most reliable investments in a mature woman's wardrobe. Accessories allow for further personalization. Jewelry in silver or white gold mirrors the cool undertone of charcoal, reinforcing its elegance. Pearls add classic refinement, softening the overall look. For a more dramatic effect, gold jewelry can create a striking juxtaposition, bringing warmth to the coolness of the garment. Scarves or handbags in dusty rose, ivory, or burgundy highlight charcoal's versatility while introducing subtle color. Shoes in black, gray, or metallic tones maintain cohesion, while a deep berry pump or burgundy boot can provide a bold yet tasteful accent. Makeup paired with charcoal should echo its balance of strength and subtlety. A soft smoky eye in shades of gray or taupe enhances definition without overwhelming the face. Eyeliner in charcoal rather than black maintains harmony, avoiding harshness. Lip color in berry or wine tones complements the depth of the shade while introducing vibrancy. Blush in muted rose or soft plum reinforces natural warmth. The objective is to highlight features with sophistication, allowing the clothing and cosmetics to present a unified message of confidence. Charcoal's symbolic associations deepen its significance. While black often represents authority through dominance, charcoal conveys authority through knowledge. It reflects a woman who does not need to raise her voice to be heard, whose wisdom and presence are enough to command attention. It embodies maturity not as decline but as refinement, a distillation of experience into clarity and assurance. Wearing charcoal communicates strength tempered with grace, a combination that feels particularly resonant for women in later decades of life. Seasonal adaptability further enhances its value. In winter, charcoal replaces black as the foundation of coats, knits, and trousers. Brightened with ivory or silver accessories. In autumn, it pairs with burgundy, camel, and mustard, mirroring the richness of the season. In spring, it provides grounding for pastels like dusty rose or periwinkle. In summer, lighter fabrics in charcoal deliver authority without weight. Few colors transition so smoothly across seasons while maintaining their sophistication. The emotional effect of charcoal gray should not be overlooked. Many women describe feeling more centered, assured, and articulate when wearing it. The shade seems to reinforce self-possession, allowing focus to rest not on the garment itself but on the individual. In social contexts, it projects credibility. In professional settings, it commands respect. In personal moments, it communicates dignity. This psychological resonance explains why women often return repeatedly to charcoal garments, finding in them both reliability and renewal. For wardrobe building, I recommend at least one tailored charcoal piece. A blazer, suit, or coat that serves as a foundation for formal and semi-formal occasions. Complementary items such as trousers, sweaters, or skirts can expand its versatility. Together, these pieces ensure that a woman is prepared for contexts requiring poise, from speaking engagements to celebratory dinners. Because charcoal is seasonless and timeless, such investments provide enduring value. Ultimately, charcoal gray represents the refined alternative to black. It retains strength but introduces softness, balancing authority with approachability. It complements mature skin tones and silver hair, adapts across contexts and seasons, and carries symbolic depth that aligns with the wisdom of experience. For women over 50 seeking to project intellect, credibility, and composure, charcoal gray is not merely a substitute for black. It is the color of intelligence, resilience, and earned authority. As we bring this journey to a close, let us pause and reflect on what these 8 colors truly represent. They are not trends to be chased or rules to be rigidly followed. They are timeless companions, hues that carry the power to enhance, illuminate, and communicate. Soft turquoise, rosewood and dusty rose, burgundy, mustard yellow, ivory and soft cream, periwinkle, sage and moss green, and charcoal gray. Together they form more than a palette. They form a language of radiance, of assurance, of presence. When woven into a wardrobe with intention, these shades transform dressing from a daily task into a daily act of empowerment. They are proof that style after 50 is not about camouflage or compromise. It is about revelation. The goal is never to hide age, but to honor it, to dress in a way that reflects the grace, wisdom, and vitality that decades of life experience bring. Fashion, in this light, ceases to be an external pursuit. It becomes internal affirmation. Each garment, each color becomes a reminder that aging is not decline but refinement. Too many women have been conditioned to believe that age diminishes beauty, that the mirror is no longer their ally, and that the only way forward is to step into darker, safer shades. Yet, as we have seen, the opposite is true. With the right colors, the mirror becomes a friend again. With the right palette, clothing ceases to be a mask and instead becomes a reflection of self. It tells the story not of youth lost, but of radiance discovered anew. Picture for a moment a woman in her 60s standing in front of her wardrobe. For years, she reached instinctively for black blazers, trousers, dresses, believing they communicated professionalism and safety. Beige crept in as a neutral, navy became her fallback. Yet in recent months, she has begun to experiment. A soft turquoise scarf here, a dusty rose blouse there. A burgundy cardigan that felt bold at first but quickly became her favorite. An ivory blazer that lifted her complexion. And on a recent evening, she chose a periwinkle dress for a dinner with friends. As she entered the restaurant, heads turned. Compliments flowed, not about the dress itself, but about her glow. In that moment, she became living proof of the truth we have explored. Age does not erase beauty. With the right colors, age magnifies it. These 8 shades are not a prescription, but an invitation. They invite women to see themselves differently, to step away from invisibility and into visibility, not through noise but through elegance. They invite experimentation, discovery, and the joy of self-expression. And they remind us that while cuts and fabrics shift with fashion, color has a permanence that transcends seasons. It is, in every sense, the language of timeless beauty. The deeper message is clear. Fashion is not about erasing the years, it is about celebrating them. Every laugh line, every strand of silver hair, every subtle shift in skin tone carries a story. The right colors do not conceal these stories. They frame them, honor them, and allow them to be seen for the richness they represent. Clothing becomes less about transformation and more about amplification, amplifying presence, amplifying confidence, amplifying the glow that has always been there. And so the final image I leave with you is this: a woman over 60, walking into a room not in black, not in beige, but in a color that reflects her essence. Perhaps it is sage green harmonizing with the calm wisdom in her eyes. Perhaps it is burgundy echoing her depth of experience. Perhaps it is ivory radiating serenity. Whatever the choice, she walks in not apologizing for her age but embodying it, fully, confidently, beautifully. She is the embodiment of the truth that style has no expiration date. That radiance is not bound by youth, and that beauty matures as gracefully as she does. Now the invitation extends to you. Open your wardrobe, choose one item, one shade outside your usual comfort zone, and wear it. Notice the way it changes not only how others see you, but how you see yourself. Experiment with these 8 colors. Discover which ones make your skin glow, your eyes brighter, your spirit lighter. Then share that discovery with a friend, with a loved one. Even in the comments below. Fashion becomes most powerful not when it is private, but when it inspires others. And as you continue this journey, remember that you are not walking it alone. This channel is here to celebrate you, to explore the nuances of style after 50, to provide guidance and encouragement, and to remind you week after week that chic has no age limit. So if you found inspiration here, subscribe, join this community, and be part of the ongoing conversation about timeless elegance. Together, we will continue to uncover the tools, tips, and insights that allow women over 50 to feel radiant, relevant, and confident every single day. Thank you for spending this time with me, for opening your mind to new possibilities, and for choosing to see beauty not as something fleeting but as something evolving. Your presence here proves that you value yourself enough to invest in your own radiance, and that above all is the most stylish choice you can make. Until next time, stay elegant, stay confident, and stay chic. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.